Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to a brand new YouTube video. The time is now 5:48 AM. We are getting an early start this morning, and I've got to start today's video with a massive thank you. YouTube has well and truly popped off this week. If you saw my 4-day of eating and training video a couple of videos ago, which, I mean, let's be honest, of course you do, because you all watch every single one of my YouTube videos, you'll know that I was going to try and make a bit more of an effort to promote my channel on my other social media channels and to start posting shorts, and I have been true to my word. I have done what I said I would, and I have focused fully on that this past week. And it is safe to say that it is already paying off. The views are up, the subscriber count is up, engagement is up, watch time is up, all the stats are looking fantastic. So I just want to start off this video by saying a massive thank you to everyone who's been tuning in. And of course, if you're new here, welcome. So something I definitely wanted to improve to help me improve the channel was to maximize my opportunities for networking and collaborations. And I've done this in a few ways. For example, I want to start collaborating with my gym on some content. And I've been cryptically hinting at a new series, and that still is very much on the go. I'm actually filming another episode of it this weekend, and that new series is definitely a chance for me to kind of like network with other people in the fitness space. I went to my first Move network with Mark Waldron and his Move community. If you're from the Liverpool area, you might be familiar with Mark's content. He is the guy who's always on video with a spatula, but he doesn't use it to flip things, he uses it to ask questions. Guys, on that walk, would you believe it, I did not know that people in Liverpool would exist who do things similar to what I'm trying to do, but I met some other people who actually do YouTube, and I was just like, what are the odds of this? But it does just go to show you that putting yourself out there and making an effort to move towards something can pay off a lot more than you think sometimes. So yeah, super excited for where YouTube is going at the moment. As for today's video, I'm actually going to film it across 2 days, and I want to cover something that I definitely wish I started earlier within my fitness journey, and that is the importance of self-care. Looking after yourself so that you can feel your best and therefore be at your best. Today we're going to focus on the more physical aspects, so I'm just going to go to the gym and get an early lift in, but after that, let's get in the car and head over to the first appointment. Really hope you enjoy this video. I think it's going to be a really insightful one. So as always, remember to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Let's go ahead and get into this one. Alright, so we're going to do a quick stop off at Costco for petrol, and then we are headed to Holistic Realignment in Liverpool, which is run by a guy called Marcus Kroman. Now, I used to deal with this awful hip issue, which pretty much stopped me from squatting or deadlifting heavy. It was really weird. I just had no power as soon as I got past like certain weights. And I dealt with this issue for a long time, probably like 5 or 6 years. I've been having like sports massage done like every few months for the past 2 to 3 years now, and don't get me wrong, it seems to help in the short term, but the problem always seems to come back, so I knew I had to look into it a bit further. And I was going to find out about Marcus, who runs this clinic, and he markets it as like a realignment service, not as a massage or anything like that, and I was always intrigued. So I went to see him, he analysed me and he did his realignment work, and I can't quite believe I'm saying this, but it completely fixed my squats and deadlifts. It just did. Like literally that same week I was squatting and deadlifting in the gym thinking, my goodness, where has the pain gone? Like it's literally just vanished. So I tend to do this now every 4 to 6 months when my body tells me it's necessary. And recently, although my training's been going really well, deadlifts have not really felt great. Like I'm definitely not pushing the numbers that I probably should be at this stage. So that means it's time to go get my spine realigned, and you're going to come along with me.
Having the same issue again with your lower back?
So yes, well that's one amongst a few issues, to be honest with you. So both shoulders are giving me trouble again. I'm having quite a lot of pain in any push movement. So that's the same whether it's flat, incline or overhead.
Yeah.
So shoulders are giving me issues. My spine as well. My power and deadlifts doesn't seem to be there at the moment, which is quite uncharacteristic. Deadlifts are normally something that's really strong for me. And then also, since I started playing paddle earlier this year, playing like 2-3 times a week, so I've noticed on my left knee, the outside of my left knee flares up a fair bit after sessions.
Come and line your back, please.
Yep.
The pelvis is straight this time. The issue with your back is something different. It might be in the same area, but it's something slightly different. This shoulder's slightly forward.
Yes, that's very
That pec minor in here that's causing that. So if I, and that gets rid of most of that. Shoulder's a little bit locked in the socket. Just needs a bit more mobility. That's totally different.
Feels it.
But if you pull, you should have strength again. Not as much strength as you should have, but we can sort that out. Right, if you pull now, that should be better. And pushing. Yeah. So this one's sitting perfectly in that socket, but your chest muscles are just a little bit too tight. Pec major and pec minor. This might be the tricep here. Most likely. Yeah, just here. There's nothing wrong with the neck either. You've got good mobility. So it's more been muscle tightness affecting the shoulders than actually structure.
Right, okay.
Particularly the triceps, for some reason, been doing too much. It's unusual for the triceps to be so stiff when the biceps are loose.
Yeah, I will say that I feel like, especially on push movements, when my shoulder can't cope, I do feel like my triceps take the bulk of the work.
Yeah.
For example, overhead pressing, like I just have so much pain, especially on the right shoulder doing that.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like I end up leaning back further, and therefore the triceps just take most of the load.
Turn over onto your stomach for us, please. So then it's looking then at your technique and correcting your technique. There's a little bit here.
Yeah, I definitely feel that.
With your back, it's here, just that spot there.
Yeah.
It should feel like that, you see. So you've managed to twist L5 partially, and there you go. That was what was causing that. Because if L5's out, it puts strain on the ones above up to around here.
That would explain why I felt the pain, especially at the bottom of the movement.
Yeah.
After it got past a certain point, it seemed to be okay.
Yeah, so it's a completely different problem to last time. It's just that you've done something where you've twisted that L5 vertebra out of position and it stayed out instead of slotting back in again.
Right.
Yeah, that's much better. Try that out. That's all sorted in.
Brilliant.
Posture wise and everything, there's a huge improvement from the last couple of times you've been in.
That's good. I just think with the back especially, I think I just went too heavy too soon on the deadlift, so...
Yeah. Do stuff behind your back with weights here, or no, here.
Okay.
So you're engaging here, so it counteracts.
So make sure I add some movements probably at the start, and then do every session maybe, or just the start?
I'd do it at every session, yeah.
Every session?
Yeah.
Okay. So the kind of lifts that behind the back?
Stick your Olympic bar there, up, elbows in, elbows out and back down.
So up, elbows in.
Push it out, away from you.
Okay.
Now get some dumbbells. Now push and turn away from you.
Okay.
So you're engaging all of these.
Just like that, we are done. I think the real test of if this has worked is going to be obviously in the gym the next time. So I will say I do feel good now, especially on the shoulders. I definitely feel loosened up. So I'm hoping this is going to do a good job for me in the gym.
The next day.
Every time I have a treatment like that done, like in the immediate aftermath, like the short term, I'm quite sore. Obviously, I don't know if you could see my face when he was like manipulating my spine, but that was so painful, and I was just like there, teeth clenched and everything. But as I say, that's something I get done every 4 to 6 months. And the reason I think this should not be overlooked if you're on your fitness journey is that particularly if you're in the gym lifting heavy weights or you're doing some kind of strenuous activity, it's only normal that at some stages your body's going to need some basic maintenance. If your output in terms of physical activity is like higher than average, then to me it just makes sense that you would put a bit more effort into maintaining your body, if that makes sense. Probably the best analogy I can think of is this: if you have a performance car and you're driving it to a point where you're really testing its limits, especially if you're doing that for a prolonged period of time, you wouldn't just leave the car as it was. Like, you would make sure that you had it looked at by experts, you would make sure that it was well maintained, with the objective of making sure that that car can keep on pushing its limits and keep on performing at its very best. And the exact same is true of the human body. I'm heavy deadlifting, I'm heavy squatting, I'm doing a lot of intense bursts of activity from paddle, and all of that adds up and takes a toll on the body. I'm at a stage now where I can kind of listen to my body and it will tell me when a treatment is needed. But if you're not there yet, you might just want to go go get yourself booked in for a sports massage and see how you feel afterwards. Or you could do some other kind of treatment. It doesn't really matter what it is. And just use how you feel afterwards as a baseline. So like, you know, you'll know when you start to kind of feel like you need it again. Anyways, I am now going to sit at the laptop and do about an hour of deep work. I have some YouTube shorts and some reels to plan for this week ahead. So let's get that done with, and then we'll talk about the next point. So you would have seen earlier in the video that Reese and Saul kindly came out super early to sort my car out. I'm on a monthly maintenance scheme with them for sleek detail, and that also means that every single month I refresh the scent in my car, and I always get the California Scents Coronado cherry flavour because it's just unbelievable. It's like so much like cherry and almond. I get compliments on this literally all the time, so time to refresh it. Another reason why self-care is so important on your health and fitness journey is that it just simply makes you happier. You've got to find ways to incorporate the things that you love into everyday life. And for me, I definitely find that happiness in the little things. For example, within my job, yes, I travel a lot for work, but I actually love driving, so that's completely fine. On my journeys, I stop and get myself one of my favorite iced coffees. I listen to podcasts that I really enjoy. That all might sound super simple, but to me, that's what brings me happiness. Being able to just enjoy driving my car, drinking my iced coffee, which although I order the same drink every time from Starbucks, it always tastes different. And listening to podcasts that I just genuinely enjoy and take a lot of value away from. And the reason I think this is so important to me is that it's become very apparent to me. I'm just at a stage where I think everyone owes it to themselves to live the life that they actually enjoy. I feel like so many people today are like, oh, I'll be happy when I have this job or this career or this car or these things or this house. And in a sense, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm a big fan of longer term goals and dangling the carrot and making sure you always have something longer term to aim for. But you have to find happiness in the everyday, because if you don't, that's what's going to lead to you feeling miserable and that you're just stuck in a hamster wheel. Think about the things that you actually like to do. Is there a way that you can implement them a bit more into your kind of lifestyle? Is there something even smaller that you can put into your daily routine? I think there's a lot of value in this. And this takes me nicely onto another way that I practice self-care along my health and fitness journey. So with me traveling so much for work, for example, right now I'm actually on my way to Cheltenham. Sometimes when I'm down in London, yes, I will see my friends, but a lot of the time I actually don't really do much because I don't really know anyone in a lot of these places. So something that I've been doing is making sure that I find a spa hotel to stay in, and that gives me a really good opportunity to use things like the sauna, the steam room, and have a nice relaxing evening where I can just take time to myself and just switch off from everything else. Right now I'm on my way to the Cheltenham Chase Hotel and Spa. It is a beautiful day, the sun is shining, I've got the Don't Be Sad podcast on, so I'm going to go ahead and enjoy this drive, and I'll see you there. Well guys, I think it's safe to say that I spoke too soon. About 10 minutes after filming that last clip, I've hit congestion on the M6, of course, because there's always congestion on the M6 no matter what time of day it is. Been stuck for around like 30 minutes now, and I don't see any prospect of getting out of this before another 30 minutes, so that's cool. I was hoping to get there for around 3 p.m. I was hoping to be in the spa by 4 p.m, be out of the spa by 6 p.m, leave my evening free for editing, but I don't really know how that's going to happen now, so stay tuned. Well, it's around 30 minutes after we planned to get here, but we got here. I should take a moment to appreciate how shiny this car is looking right now. This thing looks so good when it's clean. I did actually have it ceramic coated, I want to say like, I don't know, around March this year. And that was supposed to like kind of keep the road dust off it. I mean, I do a lot of miles, so I think whatever happens, there's going to be a lot of road dust on it anyways. But I kind of feel like, I can't help but feel like the ceramic coating didn't really do much. I would have it PPF wrapped, like especially the front and the roof, just to kind of minimize the road dust on it. But I don't know, maybe doing 10 to 12k miles every single year isn't conducive to having a clean car all the time, so maybe it just is what it is. Also, I've been here for what, 30 seconds and I'm already annoyed at something. Why is the car park so far away from the hotel entrance? I've just been on like a 3-hour excursion and now I'm going on another excursion to walk to the bloody hotel front door. Why? Alright, so this is what we are working with. Let's do a little room tour. The bed that's a really big bed. That's definitely like a king or something. Nice little seating area over here, desk, dresser, big TV. That's actually a very large TV. Looks like you've got a decent amount of teas, coffees, etc, etc. And then, here we go. Ooh, the bathroom is nice. Look at this. That is, ooh, this hotel room lighting is looking mighty fine. I've got a tub, shower. This is actually a pretty solid choice. So as much as I would love to lay here and just take a nap, I've actually made good time since that traffic jam, so I'm still on track to be in the spa by 4. That means I can be out by 6 and I'll have the rest of the evening free to just like do some deep work on the laptop. So that is exactly what I'm going to do, and for obvious reasons I'm not going to take my camera into the spa, so I'm going to do my best to get bits of iPhone footage, obviously as long as I'm not compromising anyone's modesty. Outside chance I might not be able to get anything, but we'll see how it goes. The swim trunks I've actually brought along with me are from Zara. They're really nice, like beige kind of patterned pair. Big fan of these. I've actually got quite a big collection of swim trunks, and I haven't really had a chance to put any on other than the spa trips this year, so this is a nice little opportunity. Thankfully this is a dry sauna, so I feel like it's not too dangerous for me to film in here. But yeah, I touched upon it earlier, for me the spa has become like a non-negotiable for, you know, once a month, because I have a very business oriented brain. Between my job and trying to, you know, do YouTube, which is a lot more work than people think, I feel like my brain just goes at like a million miles an hour all the time. Like even on the drive when I'm listening to podcasts or listening to music, I feel like I'm just like constantly thinking and my brain's just going and going and going. But I have noticed that when I'm in the spa, particularly like right now I'm in the sauna, it's super hot. I don't really have the ability to think about anything else. I've just got to think about being here. It just gives me that opportunity to just completely switch off from business and stop my brain from racing and just relax and be in this moment. And I feel like in today's day and age, probably a lot of people can relate to that, you know, because life is go, go, go. It is very all go. And one thing I have definitely noticed is that I feel like a lot of people don't actually attribute time just to have me time in their calendars, whereas that's something I'm trying to be a lot more mindful of and do a lot more of. I'm already getting a sweat on, as you can see, so I'm just gonna sit here and enjoy the sauna for a little while, and then we'll catch up afterwards.
12 seconds later.
You know, when you're in here and you've got a sweat on, you can't really think about much else. And on a similar theme to the previous points, I think the way this helps me on my health and fitness journey, it just helps me manage my stress levels so much. I've got to be honest, since I implemented the spa every month, this has probably been one of the best things for me mentally, especially after having the treatments that I had done yesterday. Doing this now, I know I'm going to feel so much better for it tomorrow because my body is beaten up. We rest, we recover, and then we go again. And just like that, we are done for the day. I'm going to spend the rest of the evening editing this video and just chilling. It's a nice short and sweet one for me today, but I really hope that you've taken some value away from it. Let me know as well, how do you practice self-care? What are those little things that I was speaking about earlier that you find joy in the everyday? A big one for me that I forgot to mention was just plain and simply sunlight, which in the UK is a bit of a commodity, but I know that when the sun is on my face and on my skin, I just feel that much better. And I think what reminded me today is that today's actually quite a nice day. I've literally just ordered my dinner and I'm just going to go chill outside for a little bit in the sun because this hotel has actually got some really nice grounds as well. But either way, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. I would like to thank you so much again for watching. I'm extremely grateful that you chose to spend a few minutes with me when you could have been doing literally anything. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this, and I'll be seeing you very soon in the next video. Peace.